All right. So you're thinking about buying a home in Tulsa, Oklahoma? Congratulations. It's a big decision. It really is. Well, these are three items that we're going to talk about in today's video on is now the right time to buy a home, regardless of market conditions. Well, taking into account market conditions, everyone always asks, is now a good time to buy? Well, it comes down to three main questions that I can think of. Look, they could be completely wrong. I think these are three questions that are relevant. I really do. And I think these are three questions that if you ask yourself, you'll be able to more easily know if buying a home in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the Tulsa, Oklahoma metro area right now is right for you. I've got some food in my teeth and it's bugging me. And I'm really hoping it's not showing up on the camera. Don't stare at my teeth now. All right. The first question you got to ask yourself is how long do you see yourself living in a home? Regardless of just Tulsa, Oklahoma, but regardless of but take into account anywhere that you're thinking about buying a home. How long do you plan on living there? That's a very valid question. It's expensive to buy a home and it's expensive to sell a home. If you're only going to be in a location for say maybe a year, maybe 2 years, home ownership may not be right for you. Don't take into account the last 2 years that was crazy. If you asked me this same question in 2019, I would have given you the same answer. And you would have had to made that decision. How long do you live there? Now, looking back, hindsight, 2019, should you have bought a home if you were only going to be there 2 years? Yes. Yes, you should have. The market went crazy. Will we ever see a time like that again? Unknown. Unknown. Will state governments force their citizens to stay in their houses again? If they do, then Oklahoma's prices will probably go up again because our government in Oklahoma at that time didn't force people to stay in their houses. So people didn't like being locked up. So they moved here. But regardless of what happened over the last 3 years, buying a home and selling a home is expensive. If you're only going to be in Tulsa for maybe a year, home buying may not be exactly what you want. But if you can't stand dealing with the landlord, then the only option is to buy a home. So you just got to ask yourself, if the home only appreciates 2-3% over the next year, and I end up losing 1 to 2% on my home sale in overall cost, was it worth not having to deal with a landlord? Was it? And only you can make that decision. Only you can make that answer. Second thing I ask people is, are you ready for home ownership? Especially if they're a first-time home buyer. Are you ready for home ownership? There's maintenance involved. There's lawn maintenance. There's home maintenance. There's HVAC maintenance. There's plumbing maintenance. There's taxes. There's escrows. There's maintenance involved with having a home. There's roof maintenance, paint maintenance, window maintenance. Is that what you want to do? Is that a responsibility you're willing to take on? Or is that a responsibility you're willing to pay other people to do? Don't ask me to help you with plumbing. The job will be worse than when I started it. I'm not a plumber. I don't pretend to be one on YouTube either. I'm a real estate agent. I want to help you make the most informed and best decision for you when it comes to real estate. If you ask me to help you with your plumbing, I'm going to Google the closest plumber and I'm going to say, let's give them a call. Does that make sense? Are you ready for the maintenance that comes with homeownership? Or are you ready with paying someone to help you with the maintenance that comes with homeownership? Does that make sense? Thumbs up. Thumbs up if that makes sense. And the last thing I ask people is, do you have the funds available to buy a home? Buying a home's expensive. Selling a home's expensive. It's a big purchase. Will it build your wealth over time? Historically, the answer is yes. But does it cost a lot of money up front? Even with a VA loan, even with the USDA loan, there's a probability that you're going to have to pay for the closing costs. You don't have just down payment. You've got prepaids like inspections. You've got escrows and closing costs also included when it comes time to buying a home. So you have to ask yourself, am I ready to spend this money on this home? Because after I spend on the down payment, the prepaids, the escrows, and the closing cost, I'm also going to have home maintenance. And I'm not trying to deter you from buying a home. Home ownership is the easiest way and most used way to build wealth for the American people. It absolutely is. Should you buy a home while you're going to college in Tulsa? Yes. I will tell you yes all day long because it's going to be worth more when you go to sell it in most cases. You got to put a disclaimer out with everything. But if you've got the down payment, if you've got the money for the escrows, the prepaids, and the closing cost, are you always going to have to pay the escrows or prepaids of the closing costs? No, right now we're seeing sellers be more open to covering that for buyers. And there are some municipalities that offer grants. The Oklahoma Housing Finance Association offers grants for home buyers. All those things have terms and conditions that apply that you have to meet the requirements of, full disclosure. But just know, on a $300,000 house, on a 5% down payment, that's $15,000. And you might have $7,000 of closing cost. So you're looking at $22,000. So if those numbers make sense for you, we'll do a buyer estimated cost sheet for you. You'll know exactly what your numbers are. And if that's something you want to move forward with, you know that the agents that I work with in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I are here to help you with all your real estate needs. My name's Josh Barnett. I'm an agent with DXP Realty, and I really appreciate you taking the time to watch today's video. If these items made sense, please comment down below that they made sense and they will help and they were helpful. If there are other items that you could think of that people need to pay attention to, please comment down below too. This is a community, guys. And don't forget, if at any point you think what I said was stupid, be sure to timestamp it and tell everyone that this guy's an idiot and knows nothing about what he's talking about. That way you could feel better about yourself. All right, guys. I enjoy all of you. I enjoy all of your comments, and I appreciate all of you deeply. Thank you so much for watching the channel. Consider subscribing to it. And with all your real estate needs, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. The agents that I work with at XP Realty and we've got your back when it comes to Tulsa, Oklahoma real estate. See ya on the next video.